the last beacon of human civilization flickered and went dark. For 2 centuries, Earth had stood defiant against the alien invaders known as the Xyrex Swarm, biomechanical nightmares that consumed worlds, leaving only scorched rock behind. Human colonies had fallen one by one. The great fleets of Earth were broken, scattered among the stars, and the final defense satellites that ringed the planet's atmosphere had gone silent. Now, the once proud cities of Earth were lifeless ruins, buried beneath ash and dust. The skies glowed faintly red from the fires that still burned, and the ocean steamed under the heat of orbital bombardments. The final human survivors had perished, either in battle or in hiding. At least, that was what the Xyrex believed. Deep beneath the surface of the ruined world, in bunkers older than memory, a program centuries in the making began to stir. The first to awaken was Unit K7, known in ancient records as Kalen. His eyes snapped open, and for a moment, the world was nothing but darkness and the soft hum of machinery. Then the chamber lights flickered to life, revealing the long-silent command vault. Around him, other stasis pods hissed open, releasing clouds of frozen vapor. Kalen stepped from his cradle of steel and glass. His body was not entirely human anymore, it hadn't been for a long time. Layered beneath his pale skin were carbon fiber muscles, graphene-threaded bone, and nanite-enhanced nerves. His mind held not only memories of training but combat algorithms and battlefield data from wars long forgotten. More figures emerged from the shadows. Unit L9, Tessa, scout and sniper, her eyes now gleaming with adaptive lenses that could pierce through miles of rubble and smoke. Unit S4, Dren, heavy assault, his frame towering and armored, designed for brute force in the most hostile conditions. And dozens more, each one a weapon forged for the darkest hour. Kalen gazed at the ancient holotable at the center of the vault. It flickered to life, displaying Earth as it now was, broken, scarred, but still theirs. The system clock told him what he already suspected: humanity had fallen. A voice, long silent, echoed through the chamber. Activation Protocol Sigma 1. Last human resistance is gone. Final safeguard engaged. Hidden warriors, rise, reclaim, and avenge. Kalen clenched his fists. His kind had not been made to save humanity's future. They were made to avenge its loss. Above, the Xyrex swarm moved across the surface of Earth like locusts. They had consumed the last of the great cities. Now, they began to drill into the crust, seeking resources for their endless hunger. When the first drilling rig shattered, not from wear, but from a precise explosive charge, the swarm did not understand. When the second rig fell, and its defenders were cut down by plasma rounds and kinetic blades, they began to take notice. And when entire columns of Xyrex warriors vanished into the rubble, dragged into tunnels they could not map, the swarm realized, Earth was not as dead as they had believed. Kalen and his warriors struck from the shadows, using forgotten metro lines, storm drains, and subterranean complexes. They moved unseen, their attacks surgical, their retreat swift. They knew they could not match the swarm in numbers, but they didn't need to. Every strike weakened the enemy, sowed confusion, bought time. And as they fought, Earth itself seemed to awaken with them. The old planetary defense grid, once thought destroyed, flickered to life, bit by bit, guided by ancient AI subroutines. Automated factories hidden beneath the mountains began to produce weapons and drones. Satellite fragments reassembled themselves in low orbit, forming new eyes and ears for the warriors below. Days turned to weeks. The swarm adapted, but so did Kalen's forces. They lured the invaders into traps, collapsing canyons, sabotaged refineries that detonated in brilliant firestorms. The warriors' numbers grew as hidden stasis chambers were found and opened, releasing more of their kind into the war. And then came the signal. From deep space, beyond the shattered colonies, a human transmission reached Earth. A fleet, ragged, battle-worn, but alive, had received the automated distress call the warriors had triggered upon awakening. The scattered remnants of humanity were coming home. Kalen stood on the ruined spire of what was once New Geneva's central tower, watching the dawn break over the battlefield. The sky was no longer choked with smoke. For the first time in a century, Blue peeked through the clouds. Behind him, Tessa approached, her rifle slung across her back. "They'll be here within the week," she said. Kalen nodded. "Then we hold the line until they arrive," he replied. "And when they do, we will rise from the shadows for good." The galaxy would remember what happened next. It would remember how the last defenders of Earth, the hidden warriors, fought without mercy or fear, their blades and guns flashing in the ruins of their world. It would remember how, when humanity's light died, it was not the end. It was the beginning of Earth's fury. And from that fury, a new chapter of the galaxy was written, one where humanity no longer hid from the stars, but stood as guardians of their reborn world.